Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Don't cast. We know, we know. Sultan and his elements calm down. Because yesterday the Saudis sent a note, a signal that indicates that the Muslims of the Yoruba extractions were right. You now in shame quietly announced that March 1st will be the beginning of, Ramadan. All right, let us understand something. The Northerners, okay, when you do not find that capacity to challenge their hegemony, they will always do everything to stay above you. It's as simple as that. We can see that when they brought up this issue of Sharia court, that we want to have Sharia courts in the Southwest, whereby we will be the one now dictating how religious and how righteous the Yoruba people are. I mean, these are people that literally got in contact with Muslims even before the Northerners. All right? When I mean the Northerners, before the Fulanis invaded the North, before they started their campaign in 1804. So the Yoruba Muslims, the leagues of Yoruba Muslims, they came out. They sent a very instructive warning to the Sultan of Sokoto that, first and foremost, you now are not the supreme leader of the Yoruba Muslims. We are not contesting with you if you preside over the Hausas. We are not contesting over you if you preside over the Igbo Muslims. We are not contesting with you if you preside over the Middle Beltant Muslims. In fact, we wash our hands. But you see, as far as this issue of the Yoruba'S Muslims, we are not in any way paying obedience to Sultan. Sultan cannot sit down in Sokoto and be a totalitarian above everybody. He cannot be a totalitarian against the Southwesterners, wherein the Southwesterners do not have a chance to contest for that supreme seat. That is undemocratic, that is unacceptable, and most importantly, that would not work in the Yoruba land, because the Yorubas are democrats in nature. Yes, it simply means that the Yorubas practice an Islam that embraces progressiveness. It means that the Yorubas are people whom want to practice Islam and as well accept Western civilization. Let us clap for the Yorubas. And see that when we, the people, when we realize that we are being suppressed by these people in the north, I mean, it is commonly agreed that we are largely educated on these people. We all know that we in the south, let me start from the middle. We are largely educated. When you take your time to study who are those that have been inventing machineries, local made, fabricating farm tools, farm tractors, you don't find them in Plateau, you find them in Benue, you find them in Oyo, you find them in Enugu, you find them in Ari Market in Aba. You don't go to the north. What you find is they are going for Quranic citation in the global stage. I mean, they take pride in that. They want to go for Quranic competition. When the South are planning, let us go out there and out compete our peers, maths, in science, in technology, in engineering. These ones are just focused that they want to memorize all the pages of the Quran and they want to be the best at it. And indeed, they are the best at it. In Africa today, there is no nation, there is no African country that beats Nigeria when it comes to Quranic citation. And when you check who are those in Nigeria that comes on top, they are all Hausa Fulanis. It's only rare occasions that you find Ilorin or your people there. Most times you find the Fulanis. So why can't we just sit around and let's say, can we just come out of this nonsense that we are doing? I mean, the Sultan, a man who had taken a pen to write on a paper that he is the supreme leader of Muslim nationwide. When the Yoruba Muslims leaders rose up and felt that this is enough, you don't even have the capacity. This is not even in any way democratic. Why should that supreme leadership be your ancestral right? Why is it your birthright? Why is it a situation that it is only these people that has the capacity to control, the dictate, the coordination, the day-to-day activities of all Muslims, regardless of their tribe in Nigeria? This is what we call hegemony in disguise. We call it Sokoto Caliphacy. And this was what Usman Danfodio in 1840 started, that Nigeria should be the Fulani estates. Today, it is being exposed. Today, it has been weakened. And due to shame, the Sultan, as at 1 p.m. yesterday, he didn't sight the moon. As at 7 p.m., he didn't sight the moon. As at February 28th, 10 p.m., he did not sight the moon. When he found out that the Yoruba'S have all prepared and all of them have gone to they call it Kashamu, like the eve of Ramadan, that the southwestern mosque, everybody has accepted this. So for him not to be shamed, he now said, as at 11:30, that they have started the moon. Oh yes, we can now start March 1st as a Ramadan day. And meanwhile, Saudi has no time for these things. Saudi Arabia, that happens to be the progenitor of Islam in the world, have already adopted what we call meteorologists, whereby they use softwares and systems, to predict the days of the moon. They do not wait until they manually see it, because they are ready and they are not shutting down their schools. They are not shutting down their children from going to schools. But meanwhile, if you come to the north, my brothers in Katsina, my brothers in Bauchi, my brother in Zamfara have said there will be a compulsory 30 days to observe the Ramadan fasting. They have said that even if you are a non-Muslim, you must observe this. They said that it doesn't matter whether you are a public school, you are a private school, whether you are a missionary school in the north, provided that you are within this territory of this state. We do not want any soul to go to school. Otherwise, you will face serious consequences. This is what they are saying. They are telling Christians that if you are caught, this is a warning which has extended to Christians. That means, as a Christian, you cannot be caught outside drinking water. If they can stop you, if they can stop your child, they can stop your wife who is a teacher, if they can stop you, a guy who is a teacher, not to go to work. So you mean it is now food they will not stop? As a Christian, I am advising you, don't try to eat in the public. Because we know that the Christian Association of Nigeria is as useless as a tissue paper. Those ones are toothless good dog. They are what? Toothless bull dog. They are good for nothing. They are just political machineries. They don't fight for Christians. They don't fight for the right of a common Christian. When Christians are being humiliated, intimidated, they don't write the governor of that state. If the Christian Association of Nigeria were effective and functional and powerful as they try to present themselves, are they not supposed to write the Castina government? Are they not supposed to write the ISBA, that is an unconstitutional agency? Are they not supposed to write the state government that you cannot be? I don't think the Christians in any way are stopping you from observing the Ramadan righteously. But of course, they are just as useless as a tissue paper. So to my brothers, you know you are a Christian, and you know you run businesses like bars, like hotels. I advise that you, please and please, shut it down for now. Because if you don't, if you believe you are in a country that has a constitution, that has rule of law, come on, Nasara, you do. I have to tell you the truth. This is a secret. This is day one already. Please, you have to be careful that you cannot risk your life. You cannot risk your life. You cannot risk your life to, say that you want to test the constitution. The Nigerian constitution in any way will not protect you. Because they will tell you that in that same constitution, Sharia law has been recognized. They will question you, where in the constitution is the Aman law, or should I say the Christian law, recognized? It was emphatically written both that the Muslims have a premise, established Sharia in their state, and they can decide to refine and fine-tune how they want that Sharia to be stringent, which simply means they can enforce it on Muslim and non-Muslims. These are, well translated and stated in the Constitution. So if you are a Christian, I advise you, please mind yourself. If you have opportunity to relocate, please relocate. Unless, of course, you are comfortable with the way of life. Because there is something that we just have now. Saudi Arabia and northern Nigeria just signed a deal of about $2.2 trillion for an halal economy. Do you know what halal economy is? The sales of alcohol will be prohibited. The sale of pork meat, would be prohibited. The sales of things that they believe is against their religion shall be prohibited. So this simply means that when they start accepting these funds, you have a beer parlor business, you have a motel business situated in the north, maybe in Katsina, in Bauchi, your business is not safe. Get that into your brain. Right now, is either you relocate that business or you change your line of business. We need to start understanding the people that we are dealing with. They are not our enemies, right? We find ourselves in this contraption because the British people made it so. Many the time we all go our separate ways, or we institute a law that respects our differences. I indulge my Christian brothers who are in this Sharia governed state to be extremely careful that you start diverting converting your business into a halal business. These are business that do not contravene religious tenets. Or you just relocate. These are my advice to you. Because let me tell you, if you go do pass yourself, Tinubu no go save you. Police won't come to your rescue. Christian Association of Nigeria will look away. Myself will only come online and speak about it. There's nothing, absolutely nothing I can do. Because the Nigeria that we are today, some people have been given an upper hand, and it has been there for a very long time. And we must know that they are not giving up or laying their guns down without a fight. The question is, are you ready to fight it? You can see that the Yoruba leagues of Muslims are fighting the Sultan over the issue of Islamic supremacy. Beyond religion, we have other things like the federal character, like the issue of let us use meritocracy to govern this country. They will say no, we have to stick to quota system. We have to use the issue of if my son, even if he's not educated, it is our turn by turn government. That is why when the man who is a Yoruba man is competent, they will say it is a turn of a man from Makodi who is uneducated, they give him the post. How can the country move forward? That is that question that begs for an answer. How can Nigeria move forward with this level of emphasized ethnic and religious differences? Let us get an answer to that. Bye for now.